So men of today have been having a really hard time with dating ambitious women. And I want to give you 5 reasons or maybe somewhat of solutions of what we can do to help this or come to some type of middle ground. Because, guys, we got to get together. If you don't know who I am, Mentor Milan, and I am a feminine coach, but also I am an entrepreneur myself. And I felt like I've always had this issue with men. I've never been the 9 to 5 girl. I've always been an entrepreneur in boss positions. I have owned a hair salon at a very young age. I've been doing hair for 20 years. I have worked in the nightlife industry. So everything that I do is based on either being goal oriented, or if I don't work, I do not get paid, that type of work. So my mind does not stop running. I am not the 9 to 5 mindset. I don't have it in me, right? And I cannot be structured to that 8-hour workday. So with that being said, I've always had this entrepreneur mindset. So it has been hard dating people, and they not understand how goal oriented you are sometimes. It can be a challenge, but I found 5 reasons why sometime in these relationships when entrepreneurial or ambitious women meet certain men. I'm not saying that they're not entrepreneurs as well. Sometimes they just, you know what? Let's get into it. If you see me looking down, I have my notes with me today because today is Sunday Fun Day, and I have decided to put aside some time to be here with you. So give me a moment. So my first point is these ambitious women and goal-oriented women and career-driven women have created a lifestyle for themselves that they don't necessarily want to change. I was watching a video the other day, and I don't want to misspeak his name, Stefan Speaks or Steven Speaks. He also mentioned that a lot of these women do want to be soft. So at some point in their life, they want to stop working. Some point, right? And if the man that I'm dating can't maintain the lifestyle that I've already created, that I have become to love myself, why would I hand this over to you? And it takes a lot of healing to trust a man to maintain the lifestyle that you have created for yourself. Some women have not been given the opportunity to actually live a soft life. I have. I did it for 10 years. I had a long-term relationship with my kid's dad, and he was the sole provider. Even though I had a business and everything, he told me to pour my money back into the business and take care of our children outside of anything that I needed from him. So that softer life and that softer way of living, I have already experienced it. So I know that it's true and I know that it's out there, but it takes a healed woman to get to a point where she can allow someone to control the finances and control the outcomes. And it just takes a lot of inner work. A lot of these women have past traumas and damages that they need to just heal first before we jump the gun with it. So point 2, unfortunately, we have an influx in low T and ED after a certain age. And these things can run hand in hand. But this is a health crisis. Honestly, I'm not sure if it expands outside of this country, but I think it's a United States thing, because a lot of our meats and stuff that we're eating, a lot of our sources come from hormones. And unfortunately, it is giving our men low testosterone levels, and that can affect their body makeup biologically by giving them mental health issues, and it just puts our men not in the healthiest state like they used to be back in the day when we sourced our own foods and they had these levels of testosterone, and the women honestly had so much estrogen that it put them into wanting to be a homemaker and a softer woman. So it's like, I don't know where the disconnect is coming, and I'll do more research on this. Sorry, somebody's riding by with a really loud car. I hate those. Anyway, so do more research on this topic and I'll touch back on it. And if I find some more sources, I will make sure that I drop them low in the description. So point number 3 is I have never seen a man be caring and nurturing to his woman when things are not going in his favor. If things are on the up and up for her, like having promotions and she's purchasing new cars, or hitting goals that she has set for herself, and things aren't necessarily going the way that they should or that he wanted them to go, he's not necessarily the best person to be around. And in relationships, like if I'm goal oriented and my mate is achieving, I cannot do anything but celebrate him. I love that my person has a business. I love that they are being lucrative at work. I love that he can get to a space where he can provide the lifestyle also that he wants for himself, but for his family. That is what I enjoy seeing. I enjoy seeing the path of that route. I cannot imagine being with someone. And matter of fact, let me take that back. I can't imagine being with someone like that because I have been with someone like that. In 2021, I was in a toxic relationship and things were on the up for your girl. Like, I knew these things were about to happen. I could feel it. I knew I was healing. I knew I had manifested things and I knew that they were coming. I could feel it. It was like everything was working the way that it was supposed to work. Everything was falling the way that it was supposed to fall into place. And it had been starting probably almost a year and a half before it actually came into fruition. So when those things started happening, my partner was not receptive to them. Like, when I tell you, you
moved into this bougie place that you live in, and you did this and you did that, and you're still not, must not be making money because you're still working so hard, and you have to work all these hours and all these late nights, and you must not be making money. Like,
it was such a crazy time, and honestly, it wasn't a drag to me. It wasn't to bring me down, and it was his goal, but it didn't work because I was already so structured in my mind and so healed within that all of the things that he was saying did not even matter to me. None of it mattered. It went way over my head. Aura was blocking it. So when I tell you that people do not want to see you excelling in life, and honestly for me, and I'll touch bases on this in a video, we as women need to stop creating narratives for these men that don't even have those narratives for themselves. I had tried to push him into directions that he wasn't even ready to go to. But again, that's me being an ambitious woman and wanting everything that I have had and achieved. And if I have help and information, I want to pour that into my person. But again, sometimes my men are not able to receive that. They're still healing and they're still working on themselves. And again, that is a part of grace that we need to have for these guys. They have not been necessarily taught to accept help and to receive. They are the givers. We'll go on that in another rant. Tip 4 or point 4. My ladies may not like me for this, but I have to touch it. Okay? What I want you to do, ladies, we have to learn to stand down sometimes and stop being so alpha. Just because we're ambitious at work doesn't mean you have to be that way at home. Just because you're the boss at work, you run everything. Like for me, I have children. I have a son. I have 2 daughters. I got a cat and a dog, and I got plants and stuff. I want to be in the softest space when I'm with my man. As ambitious as, matter of fact, he don't even know all that I'm creating behind the scenes. He doesn't know the work that I'm doing when he's not around. When that man calls me and says, babe, what you doing? I'd be like, nothing. I could be right in the middle of a project. And that doesn't mean I'm gonna drop my project because I have a goal set. But I had to work on myself of even telling him what I was doing. Because sometimes when you're in a creative space, people don't understand what you're doing. They don't understand your goal because their mind cannot wrap around that you actually want to do something that people can't understand. And that's a part of being ambitious. Like, you see yourself at such a high level. That's okay. And I want you to stay there. I'm here with it, okay? When I tell you that I stand down when I'm with him, I let him just, babe, you try. I don't want to do it. And that's a part of my feminine coaching. And actually, this is the perfect time. In my description below, I also have a no boundaries script list. I'm telling you, and when I say no boundaries, I'm meaning the word no, okay? We are setting boundaries. You need to know how to say no. So that's a part of my feminine coaching, just a little, that's who I'm sponsoring this video today, okay? I need you guys to go grab that, okay? Free. I just need you to go grab my scripts of setting boundaries. I'm telling you, they're amazing. But I also had to work on that. Like, I was a people pleaser at a point in my life where I would drop everything and go. And I'm still working on it. Sometimes that's just what I want to do because I know that that takes my mind off of work for a while. I know that when I'm with him, like, not solely focused on work. I want to be so soft with him that I don't have to do that. I don't have to worry about that. So if I give him a small problem, baby, I'm hungry. We go out and can we do something and can we like, I'm ready to eat it up. Okay? I want all of that treatment. I want that softness back to me because when I'm not with him, I have to put on somewhat of a masculine hat and run these businesses and make sure that I'm focused and make sure that everything is so strategic in the timing that I have today. Like today is my Sunday fun day, but I'm taking some time out to do this. He has no idea. I told him this morning, babe, I gotta shoot some reels or whatever. But I don't want to pour that onto him either. I want him to just know that babe is gonna get her work done and then she's gonna go out with her girls later. They're gonna turn up and then you see him or not, and I'll come back home. And if I get back home in my space and my children don't need me, my pets don't need me, then I'm going back to work. You know, when I started going to his house, I had to start leaving my iPad at home because I would get over there and just jump right back into work. And I was like, no, that's not what we're here for. Okay, point 5 is don't let you being a goal-oriented woman stop who you are for your relationship. If you know that you're goal-oriented, be just that. What I can say is make time for the things that matter. If your relationship matters, make time for it. We tell men that all the time. And we never tell our women that sometimes they need to take that hat off too. We're really good at multitasking, by the way. So sometimes we don't need that type of reminder. But I just want to let you know, you have to accept who you are first and be very honest and blunt with yourself about who you are. And then the person that meshes well with you will be okay with who you are. Do not try to present yourself as someone that is minimized, someone that dims her light, and someone that is a people pleaser in the beginning, because that will get in the way of the goals that you have set. Girl, stay busy and stay wrapped around the focuses that matter to you right now. If your job or your career path doesn't give you the time to pour into your person, maybe it's not the time for you to date right now. And I'm not saying that you can't date casually if that's what you want to do. The man that we are saying that we want us to be available of some sort. They want us to pour back in. They want us to show that we have that family and work life, personal and work life balance. They want to see that. And if you just know right now, deep in your heart, because of the goals that you have set for yourself, that you can't do that, it's fine. It's fine. It's literally okay. And I want you to start addressing your life in that manner. If you know that this is who I am, and I literally was watching a podcast the other day, and when that man said, I know who I am, and he said at one point, he took a month off and it disturbed him so much. But then he had to realize, like, in my dating and in my relationship building phase, I need my person to understand where I'm trying to go in life. And if they're not on the same page with me, if we don't align with each other, then we just won't work. And that's okay. It is so many more people out here that will love and embrace and do everything that you want them to do. They will even support you through your goals. And I just want you to have that grace on yourself as well. We keep saying give grace to the other person. No, baby, you got to give grace with you. And you have to understand who you are as a person before you jump out there and just try to mesh with somebody else. And then you're putting on just the top dancing act that we say that the men do. You're putting on an act. You're not really showing who you are either. Take your mask off and show him exactly who you are. Show him exactly the goals that you have set for yourself. Show him exactly who you are. I'm not saying you have to pour and dump all of this onto him. But if certain days out of the week you are not busy because those are your days that you're focusing on growing your business, those are your days for your business. And that man has to understand it. He has to fit into that until you get to where you want to be in life. Okay? Anyway, if you guys truly think that these tips and resolutions can help any way in any shape or form, baby, share this video with them. okay? What I really want you guys to do is make sure you like and subscribe. I have been seeing a lot of content creators on YouTube saying that a lot of people watch our videos but they are not subscribing to our channels. Make sure you just go ahead and tap that subscribe button so you can see my new videos. I have a new scripting tactic that I am going to be using, and I have so much more information to pour out to you guys, and I would love and appreciate you so much if you support my channel. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.